What's up, guys? We're gonna be working on this red truck. It's a '04 Chevy Silverado, 6-liter gas, 4L80E transmission, and it's got a bad flex plate in it. So let me show you what it sounds like. Okay, so let me fire this up. Bid battery. So it's kind of intermittent like that, and then when you throttle it, it kind of goes away. So I took the transmission torque converter cover plate off last night just to make sure that it was the torque converter or the flex plate. So I'm gonna pop that off and I'll show you here. There you guys. So I took off the transmission cross member, the piece over there, unbolted the front drive shaft. I'm still gonna do the rear, and then we're gonna undo the transmission cooler lines because we're gonna slide this back. And there's a couple bolts, so let me get around the edge of the bell housing. I took this torque converter cover plate off, and now I'm doing the torque converter bolts. So that's our flex plate with the gears on it. I also took the starter out, which is just 2 bolts and gives us more room. So I think there's 6 of these torque converter bolts, and so you just line those up. I came to the front and just put the socket on here, so now I can turn the engine over and get to where I need to be. And then I just hold that handle with one hand, and then I run a wrench on this hand, get them loose, and then we're ready to put a jack under here, slide it back a couple inches, and then do the flex plate bolts, and then it should be good. Alrighty, I got them unmated. So there's I'm on the driver's side, so right there in the center of my light, that's where I got a screwdriver in to separate it. You can see the little dowel pin about the same spot on the other side. Got it on a transmission jack here. I'm sure you could use a floor jack. So now I'm just gonna keep wiggling it backwards. I'm just gonna watch my wires here, make sure nothing gets too tight. And we can pretty much go back until the transfer case hits this cross member. Yeah, that's a good couple inches. That should be enough room to get a breaker bar up in there. Alrighty, I got it out. I'll go under there and show you a little trick that I learned. But so yeah, you can see it's cracked through here, especially on this side, right around the bolts. So it was chattering. I'm assuming this was chattering back and forth. And I mean, once I put load on this, like I imagine if I started plowing snow or something, it would just spin that inside of there, then you'd be done for. So this one's got a little bit more holes in it. I think it's a Pioneer brand. It's about 80, 90 bucks, I think, somewhere in there. So yeah, let me show you underneath. So there's the torque converter there. So you can see I didn't go back too far. It was literally just enough to get a wrench in. You know, I'd come in this way and I would just use a wrench with a wrench cheater, and then I just held the engine with this, just wedged it in there. So that's how I got them loose. A little tight, and you gotta, you know, it's like quarter turn with that, so it takes a little bit, but not too bad. So yeah, now we're gonna throw the new one on and start putting everything back together. Alrighty. Just I got a bad exhaust manifold. There's the new one. That's that little tick, but the flex plate sounds good, so see if it works.